I came here to be a transition mayor, but to transition the city from where it was to a new identity. And that's what we're going to work on in the next 4 years.
Coming up, the Bastrop mayor's race is heating up. Hear from the candidates on why they're running.
But we knew that one day down the road, if the opportunity ever presented itself, that I would take this leap of faith.
Plus, qualifying continues for the congressional 5th district race. Hear from the latest candidate to throw her hat in the race.
President Biden details his coronavirus response plan. I'm Natalie Brand with the efforts here on Capitol Hill to confirm his cabinet nominees.
Right now, KNOE 8 News live at 10. Named Best Breaking News by the Louisiana Association of Broadcasters. Your breaking news and weather authority.
We've got widespread showers moving through the Arklamas tonight. Good evening. I'm Jeff Horchak.
And I'm Jennifer Andrews. Let's check in with meteorologist Sheena Martin. And it's pretty soggy out there, Sheena.
Yeah, I would say it is a soggy night indeed, and Jeff kind of hit it there on the nail. We definitely have widespread showers that continue to move through the region, so don't really plan to be out at all tonight in this. Some of this will be sticking around as we head into the morning, but here's what we're looking at on a Doppler 8 radar at the moment. Some of the heaviest rain right now is over Union Parish, but also stretches over Ashley County down towards about Lincoln as well as Jackson parishes, and so that's going to continue pushing off towards the north and east. Again, widespread showers will continue. Some of the good news is, though, is that since some of this rain has picked up, we've seen some of that fog kind of filter out. Visibilities have picked up now over 2 miles in most areas. But as I mentioned, the rain's going to stick around into Friday. So coming up in the full weather forecast, I'll tell you how long it'll stick around.
Thank you, Sheena. The race for Bastrop's mayor is heating up. 6 candidates have qualified, including former mayors Clarence Hawkins and Betty Alford Olive. Now, Perry Robinson spoke to each candidate about why they decided to throw their hat in the ring.
The race to become the next mayor of Bastrop is tightening up. A total of 6 candidates have qualified as of Thursday, including incumbent Henry Cotton.
We still got work to do, and I want to run for one more term. I came here to be a transition mayor, but to transition the city from where it was to a new identity, and that's what we're going to work on in the next 4 years.
There are also some familiar faces on the ballot. Former Bastrop mayors Clarence Hawkins and Betty Alford Olive will look to reclaim the seat. Hawkins served 5 terms from 1989 to 2009. Alfred Olive succeeded Hawkins and served 1 term through 2013.
I'm not mad with anybody. I'm not criticizing anybody. I just believe that in order to be good citizens and good stewards of what we have, we should serve.
Hawkins says his decision to run was last minute.
This might sound hokey, but I feel that I was called to offer myself, and that's simply what I'm doing. Yeah, I'm doing. I haven't been able to sleep for the last couple of nights saying, okay, at least there's no guarantee that I'll win, but I'm simply offering myself, making myself available for people to consider.
Also on the ballot is candidate Mary Hawkins. She says she decided to run to help turn the city around.
And I think it was a good time for me to start running because it seemed like it going in the wrong direction. And I'm trying to put it on the right direction.
Candidate Ricky Allen Anderson shared a similar ambition. The former law enforcement officer says the city needs a lot of cleaning up, and he believes he's the man to do it.
We have a lot of things that need to be addressed here. We can start off with crime, we can start off with unemployment, and we can also start out some of the things that we need to do for us housing and street infrastructure. So there's a lot that needs to be done here in Bastrop.
Candidate David Charles Logan Sr. says he has a new vision for the city, and that's pushing forward for a new beginning. He says the city needs new leadership and new direction.
And I feel if the voters give me the opportunity, I believe I can do the job that I want to do for Bastrop.
In Bastrop, Perry Robinson, KNOE 8 News.
Now, we reached out to Betty Alford Olive to take part in this story. We have not heard back from her at this time.
I consider my decision in this to be a bit of a trailblazer. A single mother running for office, and I knew I needed to have that support team intact, and I definitely do.
Well, Julia Letlow qualified today for the 5th District congressional seat in Louisiana. She is the widow of Congressman-elect Luke Letlow, who passed away from the coronavirus last month. Now, she says she had a front row seat while her husband worked as Ralph Abraham's chief of staff and will continue his mission.
Today, I pick up the torch and start this journey to share with you my vision and qualifications, but most importantly, I want to earn your trust, your prayers, and your vote. I'm so thankful Luke paved the way for the 5th District, and I intend to continue the mission he started, to deliver real results for the people and the communities I love so much.
All right, 6 other candidates also qualified for that race. Those include Candy Kristoff of Alexandria, Chad Connerly of Kentwood, Alan Guillory of Lawtell, Horace Melton III from Shreveport, Sanchez Smith of Opelousas, and Errol Victor Sr. of Slidell. The qualifying ends tomorrow at 4:30.
Well, good news for the 47 parishes that approved fantasy sports betting. Today, the Louisiana Gaming Control Board adopted the final regulations and licensing application needed for the online cash prize competitions to start later this year. The fantasy sports contest operators can start submitting their applications February 19th. The process to be approved for a license takes about 60 to 90 days, which means we could see sports betting as early as April or May. Now, the games only will be permitted in parishes where voters authorized it.
There are moments in history when more is asked of a particular generation, more is asked of us as Americans than other times. We are in that moment now. History is going to measure whether we're up to the task. I believe we are.
Well, President Biden signing 10 executive orders today to address the coronavirus. They include vaccinations and wearing masks. Natalie Brand has more.
This is the plan.
Holding up his administration's nearly 200-page COVID response plan, President Biden declared all-out war on the virus that's killed more than 400,000 Americans.
This is a wartime undertaking.
The president is invoking the Defense Production Act to speed up manufacturing of everything from vaccines to syringes and PPE for healthcare workers.
To accelerate the making of everything that needs to protect, test, vaccinate, and take care of our people.
But he warned things will get worse before they get better.
We didn't get into this mess overnight. It's going to take months for us to turn things around.
As part of the effort, President Biden called on Americans to do their part.
To mask up for the first 100 days, the next 99 days.
He signed an executive order mandating mask wearing in airports, on planes, trains, and buses. The president also said FEMA will begin to create mass vaccine centers across the U.S., aiming for 100 by February.
Thank you very much.
Dr. Anthony Fauci returned to the White House briefing room Thursday, admitting it was sometimes difficult to speak his mind under the previous administration.
Let the science speak. It is somewhat of a liberating feeling.
Here on Capitol Hill, the Senate is expected to take a confirmation vote Friday morning on President Biden's defense secretary nominee, retired General Lloyd Austin.
The bill is passed.
Earlier, both the House and Senate approved a legally required waiver since Austin has been out of uniform less than 7 years. If confirmed, he would be the first African American to lead the Pentagon. Natalie Brand, CBS News, Capitol Hill.
Here's a look tonight at COVID in Region 8. 155 people are in the hospital with 30 on ventilators. That's the lowest since mid-December. Statewide, Louisiana has 1,800 in the hospital and more than 40,000 vaccines have been completed. Well, Tensas Community Health Center says they have COVID-19 vaccines ready to go. The vaccines are available for residents over the age of 70. You can get the number to schedule your appointment and find more vaccine locations at knoe.com.
Well, in Mississippi, the state is now offering drive-through vaccination sites, and it appears they're a priority. Now, the state gets a weekly allotment of 37,000 doses, and 30,000 of those are now going to the drive-through sites. The rest goes to community partners like hospitals.
In the state of Mississippi, county governments, hospitals, and the health department and others have been doing pandemic planning for a decade. So there are some pretty good plans that are already in place. Lawrence County had some of those planned activities. We're definitely working with them to see if we can increase some of the geography of where Mississippians can get those shots.
Well, the health department says that they know people want to schedule their second shot, so now they're working to add more appointments at the drive-thrus.
I'm confident that our firefighters are going to be pleased with it, and the citizens of Monroe can rest easy knowing that, we've got newer equipment, better and safer equipment. So when you need us, we're going to be able to respond in a timely manner.
Coming up, fighting fire as Monroe gets a major boost to keep you safe.
You're looking live at the city of Monroe and the Creed and Creed Tower Cam tonight. Meteorologist Sheena Martin has a look at your forecast after the break.